Hi, I'm your host, Jeff Porcaro, and this is the Eagles Nest. And today we have with us a golfer from Maple Mountain, and her name is Ashley Barker. Ashley, tell us a little bit about your what year you are in school and a little bit about your golf.
Um, so I'm a senior. I've been doing golf for a very long time. So I've been doing it since I was a freshman for high school golf. Um, and yeah, it's been pretty fun. I've been loving it. So it's been pretty great.
That's great, and we appreciate you joining us today, especially on such short notice. You did a great job getting connected, so thank you. So we want to talk a little bit. So I haven't followed up on the golf team this year very much, and I don't know. Did you guys get any play in before they stopped the season?
We did have some practices. We never got to do a match, which is kind of sad because those are kind of one of the tournaments or what that are kind of what's really fun about it. But we did get some practice in where we went to Spanish Oaks and like up on the back nine, did a couple holes up there. So we at least kind of did get to meet the team, but that was all we got to do.
Wow, that's kind of a bummer. At least most, I think all the other teams that I've been talking to had at least one or two outings, so
Yeah.
that's kind of tough for you guys.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing with yourself during this time and not playing and so what have you been doing to kind of keep busy and kind of keep into practices or whatever?
Um. So yeah, see, we haven't been able to do practice as a team, but my family, we're big golfers, like my mom and my dad. So we've been going up like to Hobble Creek. We actually did just yesterday, even we just went up and did 9 holes. So yeah, I have been practicing a bit, but it is kind of hard not having to practice as much because I kind of get rusty and it's. But at least yeah, the golf courses are still up to do
Yeah,
that.
and that's a good thing about golf is it's a very social distancing positive sport. So you know you're not usually right on top of other people and face to face and all that. So that's great. So one of the things we've been asking some of the athletes is, when you go out in a golf tournament or you're playing a match or whatever, what do you do to kind of get into the zone and get the butterflies out and get ready to play?
Well, I just kind of try to pretend that like it's just kind of me going with some friends golfing. But like I still know it's a tournament, so I still need to be serious. Because luckily tournaments I don't get way too nervous about because I just feel pretty like calm, like because I'm just around people. Like I kind of even talk with the others in our group, like, and so you're just talking, so it seems more just kind of chill, and that way you're not so nervous about it. So that's kind of what I do. I just kind of like to talk with my group a little bit, but also just keep in mind that like it's just a game. Like it's okay. You don't have to be like that good.
Those are all great tactics to use. So that's awesome. Um, so if I had to ask you, looking at the whole world out there and everything else, who is your sports hero or somebody that you look up to in sports, and why would you pick that person?
um, so I don't have like a lot of golf ones. I actually so we love football, and like my favorite one, I love Russell Wilson.
Hmm.
I don't know. He just always seems to be really like a good player and just pretty like he always stayed pretty. I noticed he stayed pretty calm. Like he never would like get really angry with other teammates, and he'd always just be a good sport with things. And so that's kind of like how I like to be. I like to just still be a good sport of things and not get like mad at other teammates and still tell them like good job, you did really good. Like I don't know. I really like Russell Wilson. So just so he.
Okay. No, that's a great pick, and those are great reasons. So, um, and you were saying you've been playing golf for a long time. When did you start playing golf?
So my parents had me like kind of like do it when I was like 8. Like we would just go out like in St. George or just yeah somewhere close, and we would uh we would golf. But like when I really got serious about it, it was in ninth grade. But yeah, I started there back when I was younger, just for fun, just playing.
Okay, that's great. Um, and in looking back at through all the time that you've been playing golf, and especially competitively, what would you say is your favorite memory from playing golf?
So my favorite memory was probably when, so it was a tournament. I think it was just last year actually. We were at Sleepy Ridge, I think, and it was the last hole. And so our family says this thing like, "Oh, it was a PGA shot." It's PGA shot was when you're in a really bad spot, like you're in like maybe out of bounds where you can hit it still, so that way you don't have to take a drop. And if you hit it good, it'll be like, "Oh, that was a PGA shot." PGA shot. So it was at the tournament. I was in these tall weeds, and I was like, I'm just gonna try to hit it out. I just don't take the drop, and it was fairly close to the green, so I was using like a sand wedge or something, or a pitching wedge. So I hit it out. I didn't think I hit it, but then I looked, it was gone, and it actually landed on the green, and it was like really close to the hole, and I got a par on that hole, and the new PGA shot. So that was probably one of my favorite.
That's great. I bet you that was one where there was some good cheering and other stuff going on too there.
There was the girls were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh, that's great. So you've probably played a lot of courses out there, and especially as you get into the high school play. Where is your favorite place that you've played golf?
I really like Wasatch. That one, it's just so pretty up there because it's in the mountains, and it's usually like when we've gone, it's usually been fairly good weather, and I just really like how they have it out. Like I just like the holes, even how they are. Wasatch is my favorite. I like how pretty it is.
That's great. It's been a long time since I've been up at that course, so it is very beautiful backdrop on that one for sure. So what are you looking to do after high school and after you graduate, and what are you looking to do?
So I'm gonna probably still golf more. I don't know about. I may or may not do a scholarship for golf. I'm not sure on that yet, but I guess we'll see how this all plays out with the coronavirus. But I'm just gonna get like a job during the summer, and then I'm gonna maybe take some concurrent enrollment classes online. So I'm just
okay. Yeah, and it's kind of tough this year, I'm sure, with a lot of athletes that are trying to decide whether or not to go to the next level, and a lot of people that are still trying to get some people to look at them and stuff, and without getting that senior year play, that's pretty tough.
Yeah. So. I was planning on going to state this year too, so I was like, oh dang it.
Oh man, that's tough. That's really tough. So being a senior and all, what words of wisdom or advice would you give your teammates as you're moving on?
I'll probably tell them, well, yeah, stay strong, keep going. If you don't love golf or not, especially if it's golf, like if you love golf or not, just like you can just still do it. And like it's still fun even if you're not that good. But yeah, just keep going on what you love doing. And
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, that's great. That's good advice. And one of the other questions I've asked a lot of the athletes, and a few of them actually have come up with the same titles. And if you've watched any of these episodes, you've probably heard the ones over and over. But I'd ask you, what is your favorite sports movie and why?
It's kind of hard because I haven't seen a whole lot, but mine would probably be Blindside, the football one. I don't know. I really liked that one just because it's just so cool how he kind of kept pushing, and even like how like parents, like people who love you, can influence what you do and can help you move along with what, like, to accomplish like something like that you love, and just keep going keep going toward your goals. I don't know. I just really, that one's just my favorite. I like the Blindside.
That's great. Yeah, that actually is a really good one. That's probably in my top 10 for sure. Yeah. So one of the other questions that we've been talking about, and as we get closer and closer to the May 1st time that UHSAA has kind of said, hey, we're going to reevaluate everything on that day. And as we get closer, you start to wonder, well, are they just going to decide like a lot of the other states to just, we're done and we'll finish up school online and no more sports, that kind of stuff. What would you think of if they were able to, kind of bring something back and at least get a few meets in or whatever? What's your thoughts on that?
I honestly would want them to. I still I wouldn't be I still love golf and I love the idea that you could still do it, but I just don't know, especially for me as for seniors, because they're gonna be I know some people will do college right off in the spring, right after high school. And I'll be going into a job. I want to kind of try to do a full-time job or something. And yet taking those online classes, and I wouldn't have that time to go do that. That's just one thing I'm I don't know, because I wouldn't have that time, especially I'm a senior. And even my parents agreed the same thing. They don't really like that idea either, because they're and plus we go on a lot of trips during the summer.
And I I've kind of looked at it from both sides. Coming from where I've been involved in some of the photography of some of the sports and that kind of stuff, and kind of just being involved even with my own kids' college track meets and stuff. And part of me is being a senior and not being able to play when you have a shot at potential state championship and all this is one thing. But then on the other side, you're kind of going, well, how do they seed such a thing? How can they make it happen when a lot of people haven't been getting out and it's just kind of a big mess. So, it was one of the things we kind of wanted to talk about, and it's great to get your input on that as well. Let's see if we had any other things here. Let's see. Oh, here's one we missed. What do you and your teammates do to make practices fun?
Well, we just like to talk. We just love talking about how school's going and just other things. And we even talk with the coaches too. The coaches just love talking about other stuff with us too. And they'll even play with us, and that's always fun. Yeah, it's just mainly fun to hang out with everybody too. It's just kind of, it just makes it so everybody's involved, and we all like to just talk to each other, and you kind of make new friends too. I made some new friends this year just on that team, just because we're all talking and just kind of having fun with it. So yeah.
That's great. That's probably one of the best parts about playing team sports and being involved in high school and even any kind of athletics, especially being able to be out with other people, have some competitive fun as you're out there. But golf for sure is one of those things where, not only are you individually competing, but you're working with a team and a group of other people.
Yep.
That's great. Well, we want to thank you for talking to us today.
Yep, thank you.
And I just want to end today. Again, we've been talking with Ashley Barker, a Maple Mountain senior who plays golf and part of the golf team. And we just want to remind everyone that we want you to kind of check out our social media sites. I've just loaded all those up there. We have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are all Maple Mountain Sports, and our Twitter is Maple MTN Sports. And if you get a chance to follow, subscribe, any of those things, we'd love you to do that and follow along. And we appreciate you joining us today. And my name is Jeff Porcaro. I've been your host, and this has been the Eagles Nest.